What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Awesome Show. I am Zeo, and today we've got the new Hasbro Power Rangers Dino Megazord. So this is, of course, the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Zord that they've kind of taken here and split up into pieces. So we get the red Tyrannosaurus Dinozord, and then we get two additional little packs here. So we have the Mastodon and Pterodactyl Dinozord, and then the Triceratops and Sabertooth Tiger Dinozords. So you get all these packs together, and they each cost about $15. I bought these all off of Amazon because I have not been able to find them at all in any of our stores. So I went to Amazon and was able to quickly get them because they weren't in stock. So if you're looking for them, check out there. But yeah, $15 a piece, so you get all four. It's $45, which is not a bad price for a Megazord at all. Like, that's actually really cheap, but it seems like the quality's not as good. Like, I do have another Zord to compare it to. I think this is a little tiny bit better because I think it has some movements. I don't know if, yeah, it doesn't really show on the back here, but obviously it's going to build the Megazord there. But it has some movements and stuff that normal Megazords don't. So that's pretty cool that we get some additional movement stuff, but actual quality-wise, it doesn't seem to be that good overall. And some of the stuff, you know, looks just like cheaper versions of it and everything. But I'm really excited to check this out. I've really wanted this set, and I'm so happy I was finally able to get it, and I just want to see how it compares to past Megazords. So let me go and get these out of the box, and we'll check them all out, put it together, build the Megazord and everything. Have a lot of fun with it. So let me get these open. So here we go out of the box, and I will say this thing is definitely, I would consider cheap. Like, that's a good word to consider this. It definitely feels cheap. I still really enjoy it. It just, you can definitely tell it's cheap, but it's cool that it does have some extra movements because I've already put it together and everything to test it out. Have some issues with some of the stuff, but overall it's not too bad. You know, it doesn't just fall apart or anything. So overall it does its job, but this is a nice cheaper option. So if you don't have a Dino Megazord in your collection, this is definitely a good way to get it. Like I said, it's just not overall the best. So let's look at each one. So we have the Sabertooth Tiger, so it's pretty much the same. It's got the nice same logos that they have all the time, so you know, nothing real different going on with the looks. Obviously it's pretty plain, so just main yellow body, the details on the side, and then like the leg pieces are just all gray. There's nothing to it. You can see all the different details of like the wheels and all the cogs and everything, but nothing, it's just all gray, and you can see through on the inside it's just completely all hollow on the inside. So that's one way I always like tell if something's cheap. If it's something like this, it's not completely solid and it's hollow on the inside, you can tell they went for cheaper to save money on the plastic. So that's one thing you can tell that's cheap, and you can see that with the gun there on the back as well. So we got the legs can move, you know, back and forth. The head can move up and down. Of course, that goes into the Megazord movements. The two teeth on the front can move around as well. The back legs can move forward and backwards, and then the tail moves forward and backwards as well. And pretty similar as the Triceratops. Again, looks just like we've had multiple times before. Nothing real different about it. And you can see it's just got a lot more blue on and a lot less details. Has the details there on the side though. It looks like the T and the R and all sorts of stuff. You can see the bottom with like the feet and the little treads and like where the wheels normally are. It doesn't have any wheels, but obviously it's just plastic, so it can still slide on the ground, but doesn't have the wheels to help it out there or anything. But the face looks pretty normal. It has the three horns, the two on the top and the one on the nose, and same yellow design there on the fan. But its movements are the same, so the head can move up and down again, you know, for the Megazord transformation, and then the tail moves back and forth. And then we've got the Pterodactyl, and again looks pretty similar as always. You can see we got the head, which is painted more than usual, so the head doesn't usually have this much paint design onto it, so I like that, especially with the pink, even though the chest plate is all red and not the pink color as it kind of should be. But it still looks pretty cool. So there we've got the Pterodactyl, so again you can see the head moves there and it goes all the way back and forth and everything. We got the wings on the side that can move in and out, and that's really all the movements there are for this. We do have the guns here as like the feet, you know, that help it stand up and everything, so that's pretty cool as well. I do like the details, like it has the stickers on them and they've already been placed. Like this one seems a little bit off, but they all seem pretty good. Like they didn't mess up the stickers too bad or anything. But again, you can tell it's cheap, like especially with the wings here. They feel like super thin plastic that could just break at any moment, which that's the thing with this. A lot of these parts seem like they could break like in a pretty short period of time, but still overall nice looking Pterodactyl. And then we've got the Mastodon, which looks cool as well. Again, looks just like the Mastodon always does with the big M on the side of it. We have its all gray feet that look pretty cool. They seem to have a little more detail than I like remember and stuff. That has like the like gear or something on there, but still looks pretty cool in the front. Again, you can see the hollowness there in like the trunk and everything, but I like the green eyes and the green spot there on the top of its head. And so the feet don't really move. Like the back legs do have some movement, but that's mostly because they're like Zord movements. But the head does have a neat little thing here that it twists back and forth, so you can, you know, get it kind of twist side to side, and then the trunk just moves back and forth a tiny bit. And then we got the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and it overall, you know, looks pretty cool. Looks pretty normal for the Tyrannosaurus. Nothing real drastic going on here, but up top we got the head. So we got the head that can move there just a tiny bit, and the mouth that can open, and it can reveal like teeth. I like that. It has the teeth design in there, has the two like little guns there inside of its mouth, as you can see, so that's pretty cool. Then we got the two little arms on the side that just move back and forth like that, the little like clampies. And then we got the legs, and so legs have a lot of movement, but again, mostly that deals with like the Megazord. There's a twist in the thigh, the knee area has a bend back and forth like that, and then the foot joint moves back and forth as well. So again, a lot of more movements, but again, that kind of goes more into the Megazord pieces, and then the tail can move around as well. Well, now that we've looked at all the pieces, we can go ahead and start transforming it. So we'll go ahead and put in the tank mode first, since that's usually what you see in the show. So we'll go ahead, we got to get his legs kind of bent up a little bit here and kind of get them out in front of him like that, so he's kind of like in a weird sitting position, or go ahead and get his arms folded up there. And then we can go ahead and take the Sabertooth and stuff, and so go ahead and just get its legs folded up, get its guns folded up in there, and just pop it on that leg there, and then do the same with the Triceratops. So just go ahead and get its gun pointed forward, and then go ahead and pop it on the back too. So they're on there now, so we got the two leg pieces now. We then take the Mastodon, so go ahead and just pop the head off, and then go ahead and undo the arms, which the arms here are really tight. Like these little pegs that are in here are really tight, and I feel I've probably almost broken them, because I can, like, no matter how hard I pulled, it's like pulling the plastic like clip down and everything. So I usually have to take a knife and come into the back here, like in between the legs, there's the little gaps in there, and just get the knife in there and push in on them to pop them loose. So with that, I'm already starting to like tear this up, because you know the knife obviously puts little indents and stuff in it, but that's the only way I can get this out without risking the breaking it as much. So that just really stinks that that's how you have to do it. But with this, you just go ahead and fold the like two shoulder pieces up here, and the legs were both folded down, so you just fold them up like that, so it gets them straight on like that. So you can go and fold them out, and it reveals the pegs and stuff here that go into the back of the Tyrannosaurus. So you just go and make sure the tail's out of the way back here, and just go and take and pop this into the side here, and get the arms kind of folded around and popped into the sides there. And then of course you just take and fold the arms straight forward. So then you take the guns off the dactyl, and then just go ahead and pop them onto there, and so it kind of, you know, gives the guns and everything for the tank mode. So that's pretty cool. I get that. We can then take the Mastodon head and go ahead and pull the handle part out here. So this is obviously how it holds it for like the shield and everything, but you guys go ahead and pop this out, and then slide this into the hole right there on the chest. So you just take and slide this down in there. So it doesn't go in there too far at all, it just kind of sits down inside of there, but then that just sits on the front, so obviously gives it like a piece of armor here for like the tank mode. And then we just take the Pterodactyl, and it has these little like clip parts here on the side and the front of it, and over on the feet here, you can probably see, but right in there, there's like little like kind of indentions and stuff. So you just take and slide this into those indentions on the feet, and it will sit on the back. So just like that, it just kind of sits on the back there. There you can kind of see it. And so there it is in tank mode. So it looks pretty cool overall. You know, still feels kind of cheap, but it's a lot like crooked to the side. Not everything's all straightened up and everything. You can see it's kind of leaning over. So a little bit of cheapness there, but it's hard to, you know, get it to sit straight and everything. But overall, it's pretty cool that it has all that. I think, you know, it's pretty cool in the tank mode. But from this mode, we can then get it into the Megazord mode. So we'll just have to take the Mastodon helmet off and the Pterodactyl off the back. So then we just go ahead and just straighten up the legs. So go ahead and just straighten up the body there. So then we can take the feet. It's like the Triceratops, just go ahead and just pull his head straight up. And same with the Sabertooth Tiger. So just go ahead and fold its head just straight up there. And I just always fold the teeth underneath. I think they're supposed to be up like this, but I think that looks crazy and ridiculous stuff. So I just kind of fold it underneath there, and then take the legs and fold them forward as well. So then it creates the 2 feet there for the Zord. So now it's standing up there. So we can go ahead and just do the hands. So the hands, obviously, we just got to pop these little guns off of it, and then fold the feet around, and it reveals 2 hands. So we got that foot there, and then do the other foot there, and we got the 2 hands. We can just go and fold that down. And so these have some joints, which I'll go through the movements for that. Since we already have the Mastodon piece on the actual T-Rex, we can go and just take the tail and fold up. Has a little clip right in the back here. I don't know if you can see that too well, but then there's a clip right here on the Mastodon, and they just kind of clip in together there just to hold the tail up. And then we have the chest piece and the whole head area here. So obviously we want to keep the arms folded up there, but go ahead and open up the chest, and then you just take the T-Rex head and fold it down, and it reveals the Megazord head there. Go and fold that back up, and then we got to pull these 2 horns off to the side. And again, they are real stiff and kind of feel like they could break real easily, especially this one on this side is real stiff, but you just get those folded forward, and they kind of like click in and stuff there. So there we got the head, and then we got to take the Pterodactyl again, and for this we just obviously fold the head back, fold the wings in on each side there like that, and then just pops on right into the front into the pegs here with those pegs. So just pop it in right that, and so there we got the chest of the Megazord all ready to go. So we do have the feet here from the Pterodactyl and everything that just pop onto the back of the feet here of the Mastodon. So they just slide into there like that and just stick on the back there. So nice easy place to store them. And then we have the weapons. So we have the Mastodon shield that we already dealt with. Again, we have the hand already pulled out. So you just take and slide this into his hands. And then we also get the sword as well, which mine's a little unfortunate unfortunately all been up. But again, you can see like the hollowness and stuff and the cheapness of the plastic, and we have the designs there, which I don't know if you can see that really well there, but it's only on the one side, so that's kind of unfortunate. But then we just take and slide this into his other hand, and there we've got the Megazord all put together now. The Dino Megazord, he's a little bit crooked again, has some issues, so again, nothing too perfect or anything, but it's, you know, still I think looks pretty cool and will suffice if you don't have one. But like the movements I wanted to point out, so here at the arms, so the arms can twist all the way around there, and then we do have some joints, so kind of like up here at like the bicep or whatever, it does twist around there, so you can get those movements. And then it does have the elbow joint as well that can, you know, go straight down or bend up to the 90-degree mark there, so it's nice that it has those movements. And then with the way the feet are, the wrists do have a little bit of movements there. Of course, if you do it, you get the feet exposed, but it does allow that if you want it to. And then again, we have the joints there of the T-Rex, and so again, it has that joint, same movements there, so you can get the legs to bend up all the way to 90 degrees there, so that's pretty cool that it has that. It does have the thigh twist there as well. Again, if you twist it out, you get some of the feet parts, but it allows it to twist around there. And then we do somewhat have a knee joint, but you can only go in one direction, unfortunately, which is that way, so obviously it can kick up, which legs don't really go in that direction. So if you want to like have a broken leg, and then it exposes the T-Rex foot there, but we can't get it to bend back or anything really, which not like you really need or stuff, but if he wants to do like a kick or something, you know, it could go for that, but you can just swing at the hips there for that. So again, those are just a little bit of the movements that are extra that not every Megazord has or anything. So I like those additional movements, but for the look and cheapness of this, I don't feel it's that good of a trade-off. And again, for just some comparison, the closest thing we have to it is this here, the 2010 Megazord. That was made, you know, back by Bandai and everything. When they brought Power Rangers back in 2010 for some reason, the Mighty Morphin series, they made the Megazord once again, and I had got this back then. So again, this is, like I said, the closest comparison, because this one is just all plastic. There's nothing metal to it. So again, just a full plastic comparison, since I don't have like the original one. This is the closest comparison, and probably closest price-wise, because this one I believe was pretty cheap at the time. I don't think it was $40 cheap, but it still was relatively cheap. And so you can see the height difference, and then just some of the overall look difference. I obviously think the 2010 one looks so much better, and the overall functions a whole lot better. It's still like cheap and just all plastic, but you don't get as much cheapness going into it. Has a lot of same qualities, like right here on the Sabertooth, you can see the hollowness on the inside, so that's what I'm talking about. It still has a lot of cheapness into it, but overall it just feels better. It stands up perfectly, where this one has a little bit of wobble in the legs, and then obviously like with the stickers and stuff here on the chest, just adds more details, where this, you know, is missing. Like it needs some like black paint there on like the squiggles and stuff. It just overall, this one just looks like bland, like all the colors are like muted or something. It just seems a little bit weird. So overall, I prefer the 2010 one much more, but like I said, as a cheap alternative, and if you don't have one, this is, you can't really do much better than this. I mean, for the price and everything, you get pretty much as good as you can get. So overall, I still think this Megazord is still pretty good. Like I said, it's still really cheap and everything, but if you can find one and don't have an original, or especially for a kid, this would be like perfect for a kid's first Megazord, just because it's so cheap. So if they break it, you know, you're not really losing a whole lot. So overall, like I said, not really the best thing ever. It's, you know, really cheap and stuff. I like the additional movements. I wish like the 2010 Megazord had all the same movements, and that'd probably be like the best Megazord to me, but obviously we don't got that. And again, I can see some, just looking at it, we're missing some like sticker designs and stuff. So overall, just not the best quality and look overall for this. So let me know down in the comments, do you have this Megazord or not, and what do you think of it personally? Do you think it looks cheap, or do you think it's pretty good quality? Just let me know what you thought of it down in the comments. And if you want to check out more Power Ranger videos, hit that subscribe button while you're down there. But thank you all for watching. Hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in the next video.